The rocky leftovers from the creation of the solar system and its planets around 4.6 billion years ago are known as asteroids. According to NASA, the main asteroid belt, which is situated between Mars and Jupiter, is the source of the bulk of asteroids. Over 1 million asteroids are now recorded by NASA. Asteroids frequently rotate irregularly, tumbling and plummeting across space as they orbit the Sun in very flattened or elliptical circles. There are usually one or more minor companion moons for big asteroids. Didymos, a half-mile broad asteroid orbited by the tiny moon Dimorphos, which is just 525 feet across, serves as an illustration of this. Asteroids are sometimes referred to as minor planets and can be as massive as Vesta, the largest known example, which has a diameter of around 326 miles, 525 kilometers, or as little as 33 feet across. The largest asteroid title was recently taken away by Vesta from Ceres, which NASA now considers to be a dwarf planet. The biggest asteroid in the main belt is Ceres, while Vesta is the second largest. Asteroids exist in a variety of sizes and forms, ranging from near spheres to asymmetric double-lobed peanut-shaped asteroids like Itokawa. The majority of asteroids have impact craters on their surfaces from collisions with other space objects. The vast gravitational pull of Jupiter, the solar system's biggest planet, may propel asteroids, the bulk of which are thought to be in the asteroid belt, hurtling through the inner solar system and ultimately towards Earth. But don't worry, NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office is keeping a close check on NEOs, including asteroids, to determine the impact danger and help the US government prepare for a potential impact threat. According to NASA, a comet is a relatively small, occasionally active object whose ices can vaporize in sunlight, forming an atmosphere of dust and gas and, at times, a tail of dust and slash or gas. An asteroid is defined as a relatively small, inactive, rocky body orbiting the Sun. A meteor is described as a light phenomenon that results when a meteoroid enters the Earth's atmosphere and vaporizes, a shooting star, while a meteorite is a meteoroid that survives its passage through the Earth's atmosphere and lands upon the Earth's surface. A protoplanetary disk, a disk of gas and dust that enveloped the developing Sun before the planets of the solar system formed, is what is known as the early solar system. Some of this disk's material survived the planet's formation, even though the majority of it disintegrated. Simply explained, asteroids are rocky debris that was left over after the solar system formed. They are the foundational stones upon which the planets were created, according to Fred Jordan, a planetary scientist at Curtin University, in an email to space.com. Therefore, the total age of the material that created all of those asteroids is 4.55 billion years. This material continuously collided with one another in the chaotic early solar system, resulting in minute grains grouping to create small rocks, which clustered to form bigger rocks, and finally planetesimals, bodies that don't grow large enough to form planets. Further collisions broke apart these planetesimals, and the resulting rocks and shards eventually coalesced to become the asteroids we know today. All that happened 4.5 billion years ago, but the solar system has remained a very dynamic place since then. Jordan continued, "We refer to these asteroids as rubble pile asteroids, since they collided with one another and were destroyed throughout the course of the following several billion years up until the present. As a result, the solidity of asteroids can also vary. While some asteroids, like Bennu, are simply floating rubble piles consisting of smaller pieces weakly held together gravitationally, other asteroids are solid monolithic entities. There are, in my opinion, 3 categories of asteroids. The monolith chondritic asteroid is the first one, making it the actual building block of the solar system, according to Jordan. These asteroids haven't altered all that much since they were created. Some of them are silicate-rich, while others are carbon-rich, and each has a unique story to tell. The differentiated asteroids are the second category. They formerly functioned like miniature planets, developing a metallic core, a mantle, and a volcanic crust. Jordan said that these asteroids would seem layered if sliced from the side, best shown by Vesta, which he refers to as his favorite asteroid. The last kind of asteroids are called rubble pile asteroids, and they form when 2 asteroids collide and the pieces that are expelled from the collision come back together. These asteroids are so resistant to any subsequent impacts because they are formed of boulders, rocks, pebbles, dust, and a lot of void spacing. Rubble heats resemble enormous space cushions in that way. About once per century, an asteroid large enough to destroy the Earth hits the planet. But as the size of the asteroid increases, the frequency of strikes decreases. Desk-sized asteroids, at the very tiny end, strike Earth around once every month, but they only cause dazzling fireballs when they burn up in the atmosphere. The hits become rarer as you approach bigger and bigger asteroids. About once per century, an asteroid large enough to destroy the Earth hits the planet. But as the size of the asteroid increases, the frequency of strikes decreases. Desk-sized asteroids, at the very tiny end, strike Earth around once every month, but they only cause dazzling fireballs when they burn up in the atmosphere. The hits become rarer as you approach bigger and bigger asteroids. An asteroid is followed as long as it can be observed through telescopes on Earth once it is found. Position data is used to compute the asteroid's course and forecast it into the future using orbit determination software. The monitoring data includes dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of measurements over the course of several days, weeks, months, or years. Given how far away many of these objects are, it is possible to forecast the majority of asteroid orbits with amazing accuracy, as well as the likelihood of any prospective impacts years or decades in advance. The Century Risk Table, which is kept up to date by the Jet Propulsion Lab's CNEOS, is a list of all asteroids that have even the smallest chance of striking Earth in the next century. According to NASA, only around 40% of asteroids larger than 460 feet have been discovered thus far. Therefore, it makes sense to be ready for such a situation. There are several ideas for diverting asteroids away from the surface of the Earth, but only one has reached the point of being tested in practice. According to Chodas, NASA's ability to use a concept known as a kinetic impactor to slightly alter the trajectory of a small asteroid was demonstrated by the Double Asteroid Redirection Test mission. In this method, a spacecraft collides with the target and slightly alters its velocity. A spacecraft like DARE-RT may be used to deflect an asteroid, such that it would avoid the Earth many years in the future if it were heading towards Earth, and we had many years' worth of notice that a collision was possible.